Welcome to our Explainer. Today, we're going to break down what might be the single most important skill for any strategist, learning to see what everyone else misses. It's all about diagnosis and mapping.
Okay, let's start right here, because this is what separates the pros from the amateurs. See, anyone can throw a tool at a problem. Anyone can suggest a quick fix. But real value, that comes from understanding what the actual problem is in the first place. If you skip the diagnosis, you're not a strategist. You're just guessing.
So, how do we actually make that leap from just guessing to a real, solid diagnosis? Well, it all boils down to asking the right kind of question. Most of us, we're wired to jump straight to solutions. We want that quick win. But the truly great strategists, they start somewhere completely different.
And this slide right here shows you everything. Look at the difference. The common question, what can I automate? That's all about the tool. It's solution looking for a problem. But the consultant's question, where does this process break down? That's about finding the real problem. It's diagnosis first, not solution first. It's a total mindset shift.
There's a saying, if you automate a broken process, all you get is a faster broken process. You're just amplifying the chaos. But if you start by finding where the system is actually failing, well, that's how you uncover the hidden leverage points. That's where the real value is just sitting, waiting to be unlocked.
So how do you find these breakpoints? Well, here's the thing. You can't rely on what people think is happening or what the official flowchart says. You have to go out and map the operational reality, what we call the as-is workflow. You have to see how the work actually gets done, warts and all. And a really key thing to remember here is that your job at this stage isn't to fix anything. Not yet. Your only job is to see the system clearly, maybe for the very first time. You got to be a detective. Follow the work step by step. Note down every single handoff, every tool, and most importantly, every single time something has to wait. Those delays, they're like clues, pointing you to the real mystery.
Okay, so now you've got this map, this picture of reality. So what? A map is just a drawing until you know how to read it. To turn it into a powerful strategic tool, you need frameworks. Think of them as special lenses that help you see what's really going on. Let's start with the first one, the value chain.
So with this lens, you look at every single step on your map and you ask a really simple but brutal question. Does this thing I'm looking at actually create value for the customer? Or does it just support other internal work? If a step doesn't directly add value or protect value for the person paying the bills, it immediately becomes a target for change, or maybe even complete elimination.
Now we can get even sharper. We can layer on 3 more lenses to categorize every problem we find. First, you hunt for repetition. What's being done over and over and over again? That's your low-hanging fruit for automation. Next, you look for delay. Where are things just sitting around waiting for a handoff? That's usually screaming for a better integration. And third, you look for decision complexity. Where are smart people getting stuck, struggling to make a choice? That's the sweet spot where AI can come in to assist human judgment, not replace it.
Okay, so finding bottlenecks and opportunities for automation, that's good, that's valuable. But identifying the system constraint? Oh, that is the masterstroke. This is the difference between making things a little bit better and changing the entire game. This is what you're really looking for, the ultimate target. Because a workflow isn't just a random list of tasks, it's a system that's been built, consciously or not, to manage one core limiting factor. And here's the secret. All the value, all the power, it naturally flows to whoever can manage, or even better, eliminate that single greatest constraint.
And this example just nails it perfectly. Think about the word processor. It didn't just automate typing. We're all still typing right now. What it really did was it destroyed the constraint. And the constraint was the massive cost and pain of making a mistake on a typewriter. Once that constraint, the cost of an edit, collapsed to zero, the entire job that existed to manage that constraint just vanished.
Which brings us right to today. The true mind-bending opportunity with AI isn't just about making tasks go faster. It's about finding these fundamental constraints in how we work and just completely collapsing them. When you remove a core constraint, you don't just improve the old system. You make an entirely new one possible.
So after all this detective work, what do you have to show for it? This, the annotated map. This is your first real consulting deliverable. And it's not some 50-page report that no one's going to read. It's a single, powerful picture that tells a story. You've got your red flags for bottlenecks, your little robot icons for automation, and that one big, shiny star right on the core constraint. This map is proof. It's proof that you can see value hiding in plain sight.
So I'll leave you with this question to chew on.
Don't just think about what tasks you can automate away. Ask yourself this: what is the one core constraint in my work, in my team's work, that if we could just make it disappear, it would change everything? Because when you start thinking like that, you stop being just a problem fixer. You become a strategist who redesigns entire systems, and that, right there, is the real goal.